It's past midnight, and I'm not wearing pants, which means it's mod time. Yep, and today's subject is... well, you didn't really think I could stay away from this thing forever, could ya? I love air blasters, and this is shaping up to be quite the interesting project. You will notice that it's already missing its turret and everything like that, and that's because I've already taken it apart. In fact, I have finally figured out how to plug that overpressure release valve, which is, well, the crux of the air blaster. Before, it would kick in at about 4 pumps, and just to kind of demonstrate what's going on right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's kind of hard to see. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, look at that. I got myself my own Buzzbee gun smoke. And let's just pump it a crap ton. Now, you'll notice I'm pressing the trigger in quite a bit, and it is still not shooting. I have to press it in quite a lot. That's not the interesting thing. This is the interesting thing. Alright, that should be enough. So, yeah. You will notice that pulling the trigger no longer makes the blaster go boom. No matter how hard I pull that trigger, it's not going to happen. He says, mildly annoyed yet interested. So, we are going to take this. We're going to take out the couple of screws I have secured. Let's turn that up, actually. Do that on camera because it's so flippin' fast. Again, love this thing. Best 20 bucks I ever spent. We are going to gently open up the blaster here. Make sure we remove that. And we're going to get into the internals here. And there's something pretty interesting about this. So, here's the entire unit. That is not capable of being pressed. So I have to put it on my table. Let's see if I can find something that will react. There we go. Well, not quite what I had in mind, but there we go. Now, last time I had to press on this table so hard it literally dented the table. Let's see what happens this time. So what have we learned? Well, I've put another goddamn dent in my table. But this little sucker seems to like to hold a crap ton of power, and I can respect that. But the problem is now with the trigger mechanism. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be able to fix this. This is a very soft plastic, and the trigger originally is very, very smooth. And I'm actually going to post this video on Reddit in hopes of somebody like Zombona has already looked at this, or maybe somebody else can get me an idea. Manufacturing a new one of these would be a little bit above my pay grade. But if I can reinforce it, maybe just putting some hot glue or something in there would reinforce it. You never know. This thing could just pack a flippin' wallop. And I'm very excited to see what happens. For those interested in how you are going to fill this overpressure release valve, I have tried quite a few things, and while I didn't want to make anything permanent, I believe my non-permanent solution is now permanent. What I did, and sadly I cannot show you because I tried several times to make a step-by-step guide on how to do this, and I couldn't get it to work. Now I finally got it to work. And I'm hoping you can understand such simple instructions, but what I did is I took out both these screws and pulled off this blue piece. Underneath that, there are 3 pieces. There is a little white cap, there is a spring, and it is actually this spring right here, which is, it's like a catch spring. It's not very powerful. And then there is some kind of pull with a orange O-ring on it. I tried many different attempts. What I finally got to work is I took out the spring, I put in the pull with the O-ring, I put in the cap, I filled that sucker with hot glue, I filled the end of the blue cap with hot glue, and then I put that sucker on there and I screwed those on, and hey, it worked. My last problem mainly was that the little holes on the side here kept leaking because hot glue just wasn't strong enough. This has not leaked, and I don't see any real problems with the tank yet, although I've barely been using it. For comparison's sake, since I didn't have a chance to do this earlier, this is an AirTech 3000 tank. Actually, no, let me rephrase that. This is an AirTech 2000 tank. Ha! I'm an idiot. But you can see, it's actually a little bit smaller than this air tank. Granted, we don't know how much of this air tank is actually an air tank, because, well, there's all this wasted stuff down here, and who knows how much this OPRV takes up. But, hey, that's the comparison right there, and as you've seen, this thing packs an insane amount of power. Now, hopefully, within the next day or two, before I head off to PAX, we can find a way to harness that power! With the little indent right there facing up, this is a little tricky to get in there, but oh my god, I just lost that spring.